So let us start now again with the Azure Data Factory. Guys, basically, the Azure Data Factory is nothing but this is a service. Azure Data Factory, this is about what? This is a service, guys. This is a service, and this service is provided by the Microsoft. The Azure Data Factory is a service. It is provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. Okay, so guys, the Azure Data Factory is a service. Guys, the Azure Data Factory is a service which is provided in order to perform the job of ETL. That is called as what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas ETL. Whereas apart from this, it also supports, guys, everyone, it also supports the technique called ELT. It also supports a technique called what? Which is a very recent technique that is called as ELT. Okay, where this stands for extraction, loading, and transformation. So these are the full forms we have it. I'm just writing it here. Extraction, transformation, and loading. Then apart from this, the ELT stands for what? Extraction, loading, and transformation. Okay, so the ADF supports both ELT and ETL. Whereas the job of ETL or ELT, guys, the job of ETL and ELT requires the following. What is that? Guys, requires the following. The first one, which we require it here as the source. The job of ETL and ELT requires the first thing as a source, and the second thing you require it as a target. We require it as what? Target. Whereas we can also call it the destination. Destination. Okay, guys. Source and the target. Between the source and the target, we use the, yes, guys, we use what is it? ETL or ELT. Between the source and the target, we use what? ETL and ELT. Between these two, we'll have it ETL and ELT. Okay, guys, everyone. So you'll have the source and the target. Now, guys, let us discuss here. What is a source? Okay, guys, everyone. Source means what? Source is actually nothing but source of data. Because the whole world is running on the data. Am I right, everyone? The whole world is running on the data only. So, guys, we can say the source of data. So, what is my source of data? We can have the source of data as the following. The first one, we can have the data received in the form of, guys, we can get the data in the form of what is that? Files. And the second one, we can get the data in the form of a databases. And the third, we get the data in the form of a live streaming data. So what do you mean by live streaming data, guys? Yes, everyone. Files, you know this already. We get the data from the files, means you know already what are the files. Yes, we get the data from the, we get the data from the databases. You know already what is a database. You get the data from the database, means what? Whatever you have it. So now again, we get the data from what's that? Live streaming. So basically files means what? CSV files, Excel files. Then we have what's that? JSON files, JavaScript object notation files, XML files. Then we have what's that? HTML files,
Parquet file, text files,
Parquet file, text files, Parquet files. Then we can have text files. Then we can have Avro files. Then we can have ORC files. etc. ORC. Okay, optimized row columnar. ORC stands for. Okay. So these are all the guys. These are all the formats we have it, guys. Okay. These are all the okay. These are all the files we require it, guys. Okay, everyone. These are all the files we require. These are all the files we have it. Apart from the database, so what do you mean database, guys? Oracle database. Then we can have what's that? SQL Server database. Then we can have what's that? Tell me now. SQL Server. Then we have Informix. Sybase.
MySQL,
Teradata.
Postgres,
Huh?
MySQL, Postgres.
Yeah, MySQL, everything, Postgres, everything. Okay. Then the live streaming data. What do you mean live streaming data, guys? The live streaming data is nothing but the data which you get it from the live streaming process. That means the data which you get it from the stock market. The data which you get it from the stock market is called as live streaming data. Okay, stock market. The data which you get it from the cricket matches. Okay. Okay. The data which you get it from the cricket match. The data which you get it from the live streaming. Okay. So all this. Okay, all this. What's that? All this, guys. All this is nothing but what? All this is called as what? All this is called as live streaming data, where the data keeps on changing very constantly. Where the data keeps on changing very constantly. This is called as what? Live streaming data. Whereas this all data, guys, everyone, this all data, everyone, this all data, guys, everyone, this all data is a part of what? This all data, whatever you receive it, this is a part of what? This is a part of business. Am I right or not? This all data, we receive it from what? Business. We get it the data from the business. So guys, we can say these are all the sources of receiving the data. That is called as what? We can have majorly the data from the files database or live streaming. Anyways, many more are there. So guys, these are the live streaming data. Okay. This is the live streaming data. This is the live streaming data we have it. So we get the data from the source. So on this data, we are going to perform the process of ETL, that is called as extraction, transformation, then loading. Finally, the data is loaded into the destination that is called as a target. But in Azure, it is called as a sink, guys. In Azure, it is called as what? Sink. In Azure, it is called as what? Sink, guys. In Azure, it is called as what? Sink here. We call it as what? Sink data store. That is called as a sink. That's it. So, guys, this is nothing but the source and the target. Between the source and the target, we apply the, that is nothing but we apply the ETL. So, basically, guys, when we call it as the data. So, guys, data is nothing but we can say what is that? Big data. So, what do you mean big data, guys? Big data is nothing but the massive amount of data, everyone, the massive amount of data, or you can say huge volume of data, that is called as what? Huge volume of information, that is called as what? Huge data or huge information is called as what? Big data. So now, guys, this big data is classified into how many categories? Please tell me now. Yesterday we have discussed already. What are the 3 categories of big data you can have, guys? Yeah, everyone?
Semi-structured, unstructured.
Very good. So we can say what? Structured data. And the second one is semi-structured data. And finally, it is called as unstructured data. Unstructured data. So whereas, guys, the what is that you have it? 80% of the data we get it in what? 20% of the data we get it in what? Structured and semi-structured format. The structured and semi-structured format data, we get it only what's that? 20% of the data we get it in this form. Okay. 20% of the data we get it in which form here? In the form of structured and semi-structured form, we can say. Only 20% of the data we get it here. Whereas 80% of the data we get it in which format here? We get it in the unstructured form only. So we can say 80% of the data, guys. The 80% of the data we get it in which format here? Unstructured format. 80% of the data we get it in what? Unstructured format. So unstructured format is 80%, and structured and semi-structured we get it in what? Rest of the 20% of the data we get it here. Okay, guys. So now as a data engineer, we are going to work on all the types of data we have it. All the types of data we have it. What is that? It can be the structured, semi-structured, or unstructured. So I'll just brush it up once, guys. What is the structured, semi-structured, and unstructured? Then we move further with the process. Okay, guys, everyone. Okay, guys. So now let's discuss it. What is a structured data? So, guys, structured data means what? The data which is already recorded, the data which is recorded is, guys, the structured data means what? The data which is, just a minute, guys, 1 minute. Okay, sorry, guys. So now let us discuss about the structured data, guys. The structured data. Structured data means what? Basically, the structured data is nothing but the data which is placed in the proper form of structured format. Directly, we can use it here further for the further processing. That is called as, can you see here? Name, ID number, salary, and job. This is the data you have it, guys, everyone. So now let us see here. You have the data, and this data name of this table is what? It is in the form of a tabular format. Employees is the name of this table. You have it. So, guys, here you have what's it? The name of the table is the employees, and now you have the alien ID number is something like this, and 50,000 is the salary, and now the job is SE, that is software engineer. Then you have Nancy, something ID number 60,000, SSC, senior software engineer, something like that. And you have the Robert, $43, and you have the salary as a 70,000. Manager. Likewise, you have all this data. This is called as a proper structured data, which is kept in the form of rows and columns. It is kept in the proper form of what is that? Rows and columns. This is called as what? Structured data. Whereas, guys, the next one you have what's that? Semi-structured data. The next one is what is it? You have it? Semi-structured data. Now, guys, what is the semi-structured data? The data which is kept in the form of a semi-structure. That means still it is a human readable form. Still it will be in the human readable. The human can read it. The data which it can be read and understand by the user is called as what? Semi-structured data, where you have the data placed in the form of a JSON file, or the data placed in the HTML file, or the data placed in the XML file is called as what? Semi-structured data. I'll just give you how does the data is placed in the JSON file. So in the JSON, the data will be placed in the form of a key value pair, guys. The data is placed in the key value pair. Key value pair. Key value pair. So how does a key value pair appears? So first of all, you have to see what are the keys. The columns are called as the keys here. What is the first key you have it? First key is the name. Make sure the key names are always placed in the double quotes. And now what is the value for this key? The first value is a character value, hence I'm placing it under the double quotes, comma. The next key. The keys are always placed in the, that is nothing but double quotes here. And now guys, what is the key value you have it? 23. This is numeric, so will be placed as it is here. No other quotes are used. Further to this, guys, again you have what's that? Salary. And the salary is something 50,000, comma. And the next key you have it as what? Job. And now this is a character value, so hence SE. That's it, guys. Can you see it? The data is placed in this form. This is called as a key value pair, where this is the key, this is the value. Together it is called as a pair. Together it is called as what? Pair. So hence we call it as what? Key value pair. So this is how the data looks into the semi-structured format. The third one is called as what? Unstructured form, guys. The unstructured form is what? There will be no proper structure for the data. There will be no proper structure for the data, guys. Okay. Unstructured format means what? The data, where can you see here? The data is not placed in any kind of, that is nothing but format, such as unstructured data means what? Guys, on the daily, in the daily life, we have what's it? Photos. We take even videos. Then we take again, what is that? Photos, videos, chat history, voice notes. These are all called as what? Unstructured data, where it does not has any structure, where it does not has what is that? Any structure. This is called as what? Unstructured data, guys. So these are the three classifications of data we have it: structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. So we are going to work as a data engineer on the structured data, semi-structured data, and as well as on the unstructured data. Okay, guys. So now let us discuss the further part of this, that is called as a storages in Azure. So guys, we are into the Azure now. So Azure storages, I can say. These are all the storages available in Azure. These are all the storages, guys, available in Azure. Okay. These are all the storages available in Azure. Storages in Azure. So you can say storages in Azure. These are all the storages available in Azure, okay, which is used to store these three kinds of data. What is that? Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. The first one is called as Azure Blob Storage. Whereas, guys, the blob storage stores any kind of data. What is any kind of data? It can store the unstructured data, comma. It can store the structured data. It can store the structured data, unstructured data, and as well as it can store the semi-structured data. Any kind of data, we can store it into the Azure Blob Storages. And then next one, you have what's that? Azure Data Lake Gen 1. Make sure the Gen 1 storage is going to retire in 2024. So now it is not allowing us to create, and already recommended the existing users to migrate the data from the Azure Data Lake Gen 1 to the Azure Data Lake Gen 2. So we can say what that, here you can say what's that? We can say this is not at all required to learn here, because it's going to retire now. So now you have what's it? Azure Data Lake Gen 2 is there. And now, guys, when you talk about the Azure Data Lake Gen 2, the data is kept here in the form called DFS format, distributed file format. And whereas this kind of data is used mostly for the analysis. And here you can store again the all the types of data we can store it. Guys, everyone, the next one is, you have the fourth one, Azure SQL database. And here, when you talk about the Azure SQL database, the data is kept in the form of a table where only, guys, where only, what is that? Tell me now. Where only the data called structured data can be stored here. Where only the data called what? Structured data can be stored here. And the next one you have what's that? Everyone, Azure Cosmos DB. Cosmos DB is especially called as NoSQL database. This is a very trending technology. Yeah, what's that? Okay, Cosmos DB, where it can store the both data, structured and semi-structured. Structured, comma, semi-structured data can be stored here. Likewise, guys, likewise, you have altogether how many storages are there? 90 plus storages are there. 90 plus storages are there in Azure. So how to view this? To start with, guys, everyone, to start with, how to take the subscription, I will show you today. So to start with this, guys, first of all, to start with, so first of all, use azure.com. Go to this web page called azure.com. Then after going to the azure.com page, you can log in with your mail ID. You can register it with your mail ID and debit or credit cards, whatever you have it. If you mention the debit and credit cards, everything is happen. Okay. Then immediately what you can do is, guys, everything, what you can do is they will charge 2 rupees from your debit card or credit card. From the next time onwards, whenever we use the debit or credit card with that, so it will be free of service for 45 days. It will be free of service. You can use all the services in the free subscription. So after the subscription is registered, you will be redirected to the actual portal that is called as portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. Will be redirected to the portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com, guys. Okay. Portal.azure.com. So now let us try to log into this page. I'm just opening this. Guys, everyone, just have a look on this. I'm sharing the screen right away. So first of all, use the azure.com. Can you see it, everyone? This is the page you have it, where you need to click on the free account, first of all. And now it will ask you whether you want to have a free account or you want to go with the pay-as-you-go model. Pay-as-you-go model means the way you use it, that way you have to pay it. That's it, okay? So now, guys, you can select any one of it, start free or pay-as-you-go model, whichever you require it. So I'm just selecting the start for free. As I'm already registered, so it's directly asking me to enter the password here. So once all the properties have given it, so click on the sign in. Now, guys, see here. So now guys, can you see here? Sign up for pay as you go model. You are an existing subscriber in your account. You are an existing subscriber. So sign in up for a pay as you go model. Now guys, here you have to click on this understand everything and then click on the next. You will have the payment details. Okay. So anyways, you will have the payment details here, everyone. So the payment details, you have to fill it up. Then you have the, after this, all the services are made here. So click on the sign up for at the last. Once you click on the sign up, guys, you'll be redirected to this page. What is it? Portal.azure.com. This is a portal. Everyone, yes, guys, this is called the portal.azure.com. Now click on the more services. Can you see here? Here you can find all the services provided. Storage services, analytical services. Can you see here? These are the storage services, 21. Likewise, every storage has a many, okay, every many storages have the many services are provided here for the storage. So these are the some of the 21 storages you have it. Again, you have many more. Okay, guys. So likewise, totally you have the storages here. You can see totally you can have the services called what? Yes, guys, 90 plus storages are available. That's it, guys. So now next, apart from this, now today we'll start with the Azure Data Factory. So the Azure Data Factory, when you talk about the Azure Data Factory, once you go to this portal, can you see here, guys? I'm going to the home page. Here you will have an option called Data Factory. If this icon is not appearing, you can type it here. Data Factory. See here, the Data Factory services. So now, guys, this is how we create the Azure Data Factory. So now, guys, so let's go ahead and discuss this Azure Data Factory, and we can say components. So we can say that there's, guys, Azure Data Factory components. Azure Data Factory component, that means to move ahead and work onto this Azure Data Factory, we must and should know the following components. The first one we can say pipeline. And second one, we can say, yes, guys, linked service. Third one, we can say pipeline linked service data sets. Okay. Okay. So we have what's that? Pipeline link service data sets. And then you have what's that? And then we have the next one is what? Activities. And next, sixth one. Data flows. And the seventh one. Yes, guys, seventh one is what's it? IR. integration runtime. These are all the 7 components we have it. What's that? Guys, these are all the 7 components which is required to know for us to discuss the further process. So what is it you have it? The first one is the pipeline, second one is the link service, third one is the data set, fourth one is the fifth one is the activities, and sixth one is the data flows, and seventh one is what IR, that we call it as what integration runtime. Now guys, let us try to discuss each one of it. So what do you mean by pipeline? Yes guys, tell me now. The pipeline is the thing, but it decides the orchestration of the data. It decides the orchestration of the data, guys, everyone. It decides the orchestration of the data, from the source to the target. That means here you have a source, guys, everyone. Just have a look on this. Just to see this example, source and the target. From the source to carry the data, here we require a pipeline, everyone. Here we require what is that? A pipeline, which is also called as data pipeline. The full name of it is what? Data pipeline. The full name of this pipeline is what? Data pipeline. So the pipeline will start from here, from the source, and it will end the data at the ending point. It's called what? Data pipeline. So guys, this is called a data pipeline. So the pipeline will start from this point and carry out the data from the source to the destination system. So here you have what's a data pipeline. Clear? Now, for example, guys, I'm taking an example. Every one of us are staying in some residential apartments or the individual house, etc. But nowadays, we get the water into our taps directly. Am I right or not? So how do you get that water into your taps? When there is a tap affixed in your wash area, how do you get the tap water? How do we get the water into the tap? Tell me now. The tab is connected to the overhead tank. The tab is connected to the overhead tank. So we can say that we get the data from the overhead tank. But actually, the water is supplied from the overhead tank to the tab by whom? Yes, guys, by the pipeline. By the what's that? Pipeline. So in the same way here also, guys, in the same way here also, we have it as what? Pipeline. So pipeline is a thing, but which orchestrates the data from the source to the target. Which orchestrates the data from the source to the target. So whenever you require to carry the data or copy the data from the source to the target, this particular job is nothing but called as what? Is this whenever you that's nothing but carry the data from the source to the target, we require what's that? A pipeline, which is essential. So in the same way here also, just like a water pipeline, here you have a data pipeline. So that water pipeline carries the water and the data pipeline carries the data from the source to the target. So through the pipeline, we receive the water from the source. What is my source? Overhead tank is my source. What is my destination? Destination is my tap. So now that water is supplied through the pipeline. In the same way, here the data is supplied through a pipeline. The data is supplied through a pipeline, which is called as what? Data pipeline. A pipeline which carries the data is called as what? Data pipeline. Clear, everyone? Yes, guys? Hello.
Yes.
So now, so what is pipeline? Pipeline is that which carries the data from the source to the target. And then next one you have what's that? Link service, data sets, activities, data flows, and integration runtime. So before you start all this, guys, I want every one of you to take the subscription of this. You can see at portal.azure.com we have it. Just take this so that we start the practicals from tomorrow. That's it, guys. Okay. And so guys, this all things we'll discuss it. What is link service, data set, activities, and integration runtime. We discuss all these things from tomorrow, guys. And tomorrow onwards, we'll start up the practicals as well. Okay. So that's it, guys, for the day. And If you have any doubt, please go ahead and ask me.
Samir, quick question, Ramesh here.
Tell me.
So I'm just wondering about if I wanted to go with the data engineering route, what else I need to learn?
For the
Apart from
complete data engineering, Azure data engineering, you requires ADB, ADF, and Synapse.
do you teach those also?
Yes, of
Or-
course.
Okay, so those has to be separate classes, right?
Yeah. Now it's separate classes. ADF is separate, ADB is separate, and Synapse is also separate now.
Okay. Okay. Got it. So the timings, I'm in US right now. It's at around already 12 right now. Is there any other timings are available or something?
Synapse
you
is
can-
morning 8:30. We are starting it Monday morning 22.
No, I wanted to start with the data factory. So is there any
Data factory is at 10:30. Only time right now we have it. Okay. And
Okay.
rest of all the already running previous batches you have it. 6:30 in the morning AM you have it. Already started 20 days back.
Okay. So data factory, you don't have any other batches?
Right now, this is the only batch. We may plan in near future for this.
Okay, okay. Yeah, it's already late for me. That's why I was wondering. Is there
Okay.
any feedback or something?
So no, you mean to say like more early batches than 10:30.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's right. So we can see that right now we have this is the only new batch what we have it at 10:30 AM in the
Okay.
morning. Okay.
And
So
the duration is for the data factory, how much time it will take?
for all 2 months, only for Synapse it is 45 days.
For all means
Data factory
data.
and ADB,
Okay.
bricks and also the data factory, it's you have only 2 months.
So we are going to learn data bricks also in this
Yes.
this class. Or it's-
No. Separate database session is separate. Morning 7:30 is the new batch. You can attend that.
Okay, okay.
For
Got it.
Databricks, new just 8 days back. It's 8 to 7 days back. It got started. You can attend that.
So only data factory, what's the duration?
Only data factory 2 months.
Oh, only data factory itself, it will take 2 months. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got
So
it.
if you at all you want to learn the parallel technologies, you can attend the ADB, ADF, and Synapse parallelly, various batches, so that you can cover it in 2 months. All the things.
Okay, got it.
Are, are
Okay.
we going to post completion of this course? Are we going to provide some inputs like interview preparation stuff as well?
I will
There is
give you the FAQs. I will give you the FAQs. Resume planning will be done. Okay.
okay.
And rest of the things you have to take care of yourself.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So that's it, guys. So any other questions?
Is there a same link tomorrow, or as he
There will
said,
be a change in the link tomorrow. You will be having the new link tomorrow. You will receive this link on your mail ID. If you did not receive it, just message me on my number. This is my direct number. I'll send you across the link here. Okay. So guys, from this, I will also create a WhatsApp group soon after this. So here you have what's that? So here you have what is that? This is my number. +91 if you're calling out of India, 8096 374412. This is my number here, guys, everyone. This is my number, okay? So you can call me across on this number. You can just call me across on my number here, okay?
do you want to send a message?
Yeah, right now you can just send me a message in this way. That is just give me your name first. Then your email ID is required. And then the batch timings, because I'm handling multiple batches. So I require the batch timings. So batch timings is 10:30 AM IST. Okay. So, and the batch code is B5. Okay. That's it. Email ID will help you in help us in providing you the Google Drives material and everything. I will be providing it on the Google Drive. So just have it on this email ID, and name is essential, and as well as your mobile number. Just type it here. Your mobile number. Okay. Or else anyways, you'll do it from the mobile number. So that's not a problem. So just SMS me. So we'll create a WhatsApp group today. All the timings, update, everyday class discussions, everything we'll discuss in the group itself. Okay.
Hey, Samir, one more question. If I wanted to start with other batch, what should I do? Your batch.
Means I didn't get you.
Means if I wanted to start the early batch, maybe you will start it at later point, right? After completion of the remaining
You
batches.
can shift it, no problem.
No, not to shift it. I wanted to start from the timing only. So I'm just wondering how many days it will.
So
Right.
it will be morning again, this month end, around 29th and odd. You will be having 6:30 a.m. morning batch.
Yeah, that works for me. Yeah.
6:30 a.m. ADF, you will have it. 7:30, you have the ADB. It's a new batch. You can join that. And Synapse, Monday, it's starting 22nd. Monday morning at 8:30, Synapse.
Okay.
So
Okay,
that
got it.
will be easy for you to catch up.
Which one, if a layman wants to start it, right? Which one should be the first one? Which
ADF
will
is better to start with.
ADF is the better, right? That's why I want.
Yeah.
Okay.
ADF is a better one to start with because ADB is purely technical. If you have a good knowledge of ADF, then easily you can do it because the process and all these things here, it is automated in ADF.
Okay.
So that you can understand it in a very good manner than having it in a technical manner with the ADB. Though it requires, I'll teach you up the Python and as well as the basic SQL also, which is required for learning all those things. But still, obviously, the more knowledge you have it, that more you can do all the things. That's different issue.
Okay.
So you can start with the ADF. That is the best suggestion I can give you.
Okay. Then I would definitely choose the ADF, but
Mhm.
maybe timings are different. Yeah.
Definitely, no problem. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys. So thanks all of you, and we'll receive the new link today. Okay, if you not, just SMS me on this. Thank you.
Yes, Samir,
Thank you.
sorry. You mentioned 6:30 batch ADF. It's already started or is going to start?
It is not yet announced. We are going to start it in this month and 29th or 30th, something like that.
Okay. If might be, I'll going to start with this batch. But if any difficulty because I'm working professional, if I'm facing any difficulty, we can switch to that
Yeah, you
morning.
can switch any point in time. Anytime you can do this, and even you can
For
repeat the
ADB
batch also.
and for ADB, what time we are going to start?
ADB right now 7:30 is a new batch started already. 8 days back. You can attend that. That's better.
7:30.
You can catch up in that.
Okay. And is there any plan? Because parallelly, might be sometime not possible parallelly attend both the batches. So is there any batch planned
For which?
for ADB?
Yeah, we'll have the slot every 10 days. We'll have a slot for either ADF or ADB because I'm handling 6 batches here a day. So every 10 days, one batch will be completed and we will start a new batch on that, please.
Sure.
So tomorrow also same link.
Tomorrow also same link. No link is changed, but the timings is same now. This will be a standard. There will be no changes in the timings.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.